Good morning. Happy Thursday. We are here again for our marketing webinars that Chris Amos from No Boundaries Marketing does for us every Thursday, and they're great. Today is going to be an awesome one because it's all about YouTube and everything that you need to know about YouTube. So I know we all watch YouTube videos. Well, most of us, I'm sure. And so thank you, Chris.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
And we'll just go ahead and I'll turn it over to you.
All righty, ma'am. So let's rock and roll. A couple of things that we'll go over today just to set expectations. So again, there's some really complicated portions of YouTube that we're probably not going to cover today. And then there's, again, high-level overview with what businesses need to know and to really set you up for success. So again, for those who are more advanced into YouTube, like I said, those are going to be more one-on-one conversations. So if you guys have any questions on those, definitely give us a call. But for most small businesses, what we want to do is just really showcase how easy it is to feature your business on YouTube. And more importantly, the whys. You know, every business owner wants to know, well, why should I do something? Why should I invest my time into this? And we're going to go over the statistics, all that fun stuff, and, you know, really kind of help you understand why this stuff is important. So as we start here, we're actually going to go over and we're going to talk about the statistics again. A lot of people don't know, various things about YouTube. Funny part is, very first video ever done was by the San Diego Zoo in 2005. If you didn't know that, a little piece of useless information. However, the most important things are these. So again, statistic-wise, when we look at this, total number of monthly active users. So from a technology standpoint or a platform standpoint, this is how these tech companies are rated. They're rated on number of monthly active users. It's not the number of subscribers. It's not the number of, accounts that they have. Again, technology-wise, they want to know what is the total number of monthly active users. So for YouTube, you're over 2 billion monthly active users. Now, daily active users, again, a little bit smaller number, but again, 30 million daily active users on YouTube. These are phenomenal numbers if you needed that little insight. YouTube TV paying subscribers over 1 million. This is one of the fastest growing cut the cord platforms that you have out there. Again, awesome content, very user friendly, very popular. So again, a lot of people say this is really the future of TV or television here. Average mobile viewing, average person views 40 minutes of YouTube a day. When we look at this, again, number of videos watched per day, over 1 billion, number of mobile users. So again, we can go on and on about these, but I think you get the point that YouTube is an incredibly popular platform, and we're going to go and we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the demographics here. So again, 73% of US adults use YouTube. So if there was anything that you'd missed up at the top, that's the one thing you need to know right there. 73% of US adults use YouTube. So it is a phenomenal platform for targeting, more than likely, your target audience. 78% are male, 68% female. So again, the inverse of things like Pinterest, stuff like that. So if you're looking for a male-dominated platform, here you go. This is a great opportunity. 77% of 15 to 25-year-olds in the US use YouTube. So again, this is I really like, and this is why I wanted to showcase this to you guys, because I really want you to see demographics wise, it's all about nailing down who is your target audience. How can I connect with them on a more consistent basis? So again, by understanding these numbers, it's really going to help us place that ad dollar in the right spot, or again, that content creation, so on and so forth. So again, 77% of ages 15 to 25-year-old, they're the ones on YouTube right now. So huge population. More than 16% of YouTube traffic comes from the US. 89% of YouTube users, again, come from outside the US. 62% of businesses use YouTube. 51% of people over 75 watch videos on YouTube. So again, it's not just for the younger demographics. Again, our senior community, these are largely, again, those 55 and older. That's the largest growing segment in terms of adopting digital technology right now. So again, more and more of our seniors, and that's just forceful. I mean, obviously with COVID and the pandemic restrictions out there, a lot of people are staying home. They're choosing to play it safe. And so again, they're looking for that outlet, that ability to connect. So they're learning new technology, and this is awesome. So Let's see here, 77%, 26 to 25-year-olds use YouTube. So again, we're not going to go through each of these, but I do want to highlight one last one. 37% of millennials aged 18 to 34 binge watch YouTube daily. So again, I can't make it any clearer. Ad revenue on YouTube is skyrocketing, and this is why. More and more people are using it. It is the second largest search engine out there. So again, Google acquired it in 2006. Crazy, 1.65 billion. YouTube's revenue came out in 2019, $15.1 billion. So to say that was a good investment was an understatement here. Again, YouTube is kind of unique in the sense that, you can really monetize this platform pretty easily. Now, there are some requirements in there. So again, we'll talk a little bit about influencers today. We'll talk a little bit about how people make money on YouTube. Again, that's not necessarily the sole motivator. So again, there's a lot of uses for this. There's a lot of ways that there's numerous ways that a business can really monetize the platform. So, and again, influencer ad revenue is just one of those. When we look at this, again, we're going to scroll down to some fun facts. And so again, YouTube's second most visited site in the world. 37% of all mobile internet traffic belongs to YouTube. That's an incredible number of all mobile internet traffic. That's just crazy. 70% of people, or excuse me, more than 70% of what people watch on YouTube is determined by its recommendation algorithm. And that right here is just simply if you're playing a video. This is one of ours that we did on holiday marketing. And if you notice all the recommended videos over here. So again, that's where, again, a good chunk of their, viewing is coming from. First video was produced, there you go, 2005, San Diego Zoo. Off to them. Other fun facts, again, I find these to be kind of hilarious, but Gangnam Style, if anybody remembers that one, broke YouTube's video counter. That's pretty funny. By 2025, it is predicted that 50% of all viewers under 32 will not subscribe to paid TV. So if this right here doesn't ring a bell for you, it really should. Again, this is a huge, huge, huge prediction, and it's right around the corner. I mean, we're looking at what, a couple more years, and 50% of its viewers under 32 will not subscribe to paid television anymore. 20% of users will leave a video if it hasn't hooked them in the first 10 seconds. This is a really important one. So please, if you're taking notes, this is one of those that I would absolutely write down. You have statistically 10 seconds to hook, line, and sinker that person, or else they're moving on to something else. So again, we're going to talk a lot about content, a lot about engagement here in a little bit. Let's see here. YouTube provides free space in Los Angeles for anyone with 10,000 plus subscribers. Now, again, we'll talk about subscribers and how all that works there. Let's see here. We don't really care about this. Second largest search engine in the world. Awesome. We don't really care about Germany in this, so on and so forth. Justin Bieber. If you're a Bieber fan, I really apologize for this one. But again, 11 million dislikes for his baby video. So anyway, like I said, lots and lots and lots of statistics, lots and lots and lots of reasons to really adopt YouTube, utilize YouTube, engage with YouTube, so on and so forth. So as we go over here, again, this is going to be our YouTube page here. Again, we don't emphasize this nearly as much as we should as a small business ourselves. Again, we focus on other platforms that are more conducive to our B2B environment. Now, but if I was a B2B or B2C business, this might be something that absolutely would be more conducive to my business model. But again, when you look at this, again, it's all about dynamic imagery, content. So when we look at this, some of the very basic things that you can do within YouTube when you're setting up your channel is, again, when we look at this, and sorry, Julie, I got to move you out of the way there. All right. So when you're setting up your channel, again, it's super easy to do. There's very, very few things that you can actually do. It's not like Facebook where there's a huge About Us section. You got to update all of this stuff. No, there's really not. There's only a few sections that really you need to do. So when we come in here to customize, this is going to be channel customization. So this is YouTube Studio. You can change the layout. You can change your branding. Again, you need to make sure that you have, the right things on there. Again, we have our logo. You obviously saw this is our banner up at the top. Again, video watermark if you're producing unique content. Again, to watermark your videos so people don't steal them. Again, that is a thing. Believe it or not, sadly, you got to make sure that you protect yourself. And then your basic information right here. Again, we're looking at just a business description. You can add languages if you want. Like I said, it's YouTube adapts to the environment that you're in. So again, for us, it defaults to English, which is fine. YouTube channel URL. So this is a standard. You need 100 subscribers in order to create a unique one. So again, right now we don't have 100 subscribers on ours. And so again, we don't get the ability to do that. But once you hit that mark, you can have, again, youtube.com/channel/no boundaries marketing, or whatever it is you want to do. Links down here, you can link to really anything and everything. So if we wanted to, I could add Facebook in here. I could add our Facebook page. I can add as much as we want. Again, we tend to want to focus on attracting or really sending clients over to our website. So that's why we have that. But again, the more links you have, the better, especially if you're B2C. So again, you have to really just understand your target audience. Number of links on the banner, first 5 links, you can really customize this. Contact information, so on and so forth. So again, really, really, really easy things to do. You're also going to notice over here on the left-hand side, a number of other settings. Copyright protection, if you're monetizing your platform, your audio library, if you want subtitles, reading the comments that people do or don't make on there. Most importantly, your analytics, so on and so forth. So again, this is really important to pay attention to once you get in there. And we can explain a lot of it until we're blue in the face, but really it's, for most users, it's about just getting in there, clicking on it, and going through exactly what you're looking to do. So again, the dashboard is just kind of high-level overview of what you're looking at over on each of these individual tabs. So going back over here to our main page, obviously you can see what our customization looks like. You can obviously see where some of these things are, so website links, so on and so forth. You can see when we open the page, how many views we've had since we've opened the page, so on and so forth. Discussion, if anybody makes general comments on the page overall, again, you can address those here. We don't have any. And then channels, if we had any other feature channels, some creators, again, this is where largely their income comes from. And so you can create multiple channels. So for us, maybe we create one for, I could create, just to kind of give you an idea of how this would work. We can create individual channels for, let's just say we marketed to chiropractors. So boom, I could do chiropractors, contractors. You can create individual channels for specific target audiences in here, which is really, really neat. Your playlist, again, if you have different videos that you've liked or that you have followed on YouTube, again, you can create your own little playlist down here. These are our videos. So again, you can see what we've created. We've done some virtual ribbon cuttings for client or for the chambers, commercials for clients, seminars, you name it, client testimonials, these type of classes here. So again, your videos are all listed here. And then obviously your home. And a lot of people get confused. They come here when you land on a page and they just see these videos here. Well, this is just the start. This is just, again, the most recent or most trafficked. If you can actually come up here to videos, that's where you're going to see all of your videos. So again, hopefully that's a good little tutorial here on how YouTube itself works in terms of how it's laid out. What we really want to focus on though here is, again, the content. The content is key. What you need to do and how you need to create videos, again, is really all based on what your target demographic is looking for. How-to videos are great, so if you have a particular product or service that you can do demonstrations on, stuff like that for people that purchase them, that's fantastic. I even have it down to, I have clients that they've produced entire series on training, for their own employees, or better yet, for other marketer, you name it. There's so many uses for this, but the idea is, again, we want to create the best possible content out there for our clients or for our targeted clients, if you will. One way we do that, again, is based on our tools and resources. So this is where we have a paid subscription through Canva. Canva is our go-to resource for a lot of things. There's tons of programs out there. So again, if you research it and you do your due diligence, you'll understand, again, which one works best for you. But for us, this one's a really good, really easy, really user-friendly one. And so the thing that I emphasize on this is, again, just some of the fun features that they have for videos. So if you just simply come into Canva and you come up to YouTube, you can actually see, you can do your channel art in here. So if we click on this, this will actually help us create this right here, the channel art, anything that we have on here for YouTube. So again, we can come in here, I can click on this, and again, all the sizing, everything is perfect to what we need. You can customize this, really do anything and everything that you want to do. So a lot of fun, a lot of great resources in here. A couple of them that I'm going to emphasize, obviously, music, YouTube channel art, beauty, makeup. You can really do anything in there in terms of channel art. You come back here, oops, if I could spell right, there we go. If you're running advertisements, your YouTube icon or thumbnail, if you're actually creating video ads, gaming video, a YouTube intro, like I said, sky is the limit here. There are so many already created templates for you that you can go in and customize. Again, we're not pitching Canva, but this is what we use for simplicity because again, a lot of these things are already in there for us. We can take these, customize these, or again, start from scratch and build our own, which oftentimes we do. So I always am a big fan of utilizing the tools and resources that we have at our disposal, and this is just one of them. So when we look at, again, back to the videos, now that we know kind of here's some of our tools and resources that we have, again, we get back to that content. What are we going to upload? What are we going to create today? There are many, many, many uses of YouTube videos. Again, we can embed them on websites. We can use them for social media. We can do a variety of things. Run advertising, build awareness of your brand, product, or services. So again, tons and tons and tons of uses for it. But again, really drilling down on that content and what it's going to take to be successful. So we saw that statistic before. Again, 10 seconds is really our hook, line, and sinker to really captivate and engage a target audience. When you look at your analytics, again, you're going to be able to see when people cut out on videos, when people are, they start losing interest. So this is where I really encourage businesses to pay attention. If you are investing time, money, and energy into doing this, you need to pay attention to your analytics because really that's what's going to teach you. You can take 1 million of these classes just like this. We can teach you anything you want to know about YouTube. But at the end of the day, what we don't know, the unknown variable here is your clients. And so what they're going to like, what they're going to want. Again, what works for one may not work for the other. So really what we do with our clients is we pay attention to the analytics. If we're doing videos and let's just say they're 60 seconds long and all of a sudden we see that statistically speaking, the vast majority of people cut out at 22 seconds. Well, guess what we need to do? We need to start shortening our videos to make a more crisp and concise point because we know statistically people are cutting out at 22 seconds. Now, if you can get somebody to watch an entire video, again, that's a huge success. But really remember, statistically speaking, and again, this largely depends on the type of video that we're doing too, is that, people's attention spans just aren't all that great anymore. I mean, most people, you get 30 seconds or a minute. Now, if it's a how-to video, that's a little bit different because, again, you're watching that to actually learn something. So, again, how to fix a washer and dryer, how to fix my, dishwasher, stuff like that. People tend to watch or have long views of those. But if it's a product push, if it's talking about your services, something like that, those are ones that typically don't get a great amount of engagement. So you want to keep these short, clean, and concise. If I'm featuring a product and let's just say it's on a laptop, again, I'm just going to, hey, high energy. I want to be, really just, again, energetic. Hey, this is, Chris with No Boundaries Marketing Group. Today, we are going to feature the awesome MacBook M1 Air, and just, again, really, really try to sell that, if you will. So people that are, a little more, let's just say low key, if that's the right word to use, again, you might want to look at, just picking up the energy a bit, because that's really going to encourage people to watch videos for longer. How you speak and how you conduct yourself is a big deal. Second to there is, again, imagery. A lot of the times I've seen people that they do the best videos. They have such great content on there, but their look and their visual is terrible. No background, like again, and I'm more or less a hypocrite right now, only because we're in our office. I have a beautiful courtyard in the background, but you can't really see that here. So, I mean, again, really think about where you're shooting videos, how you're shooting videos. Backgrounds play a big key into that. Again, it's all about engagement. You have one opportunity to make a great first impression with these potential viewers. So you want to put your best foot forward. And again, that means that you need to invest a little bit of time and a little bit of effort into refining really all the different or various elements. So again, be cognizant of your backgrounds, be cognizant of how you're dressed, how you're, conducting yourself, the energy that you're bringing to the table. I know here at the Tech Accelerator, we have a fantastic studio brought to us by the City of Surprise. So hats off to them. They did a fantastic job putting this together with different sets, green screen, you name it. So again, it affords us an amazing opportunity to, again, provide clients with a unique or diverse experience. But if you don't have access to a resource like this, again, green screens are really, really, really inexpensive. You can go on Amazon and you can find one for super cheap. Proper lighting, that's another big one. You know, what people don't want to do, you know, those really dreary looking videos where it's hard to see, you don't really know what's going on, or maybe somebody's referencing something in the background. And again, you can't see that. Those become challenges. So you really want to be aware of that. I always stress to clients, you know, your first videos are going to turn out probably not so great. And that's okay. You know, we're going to fall flat on our face several times before we get it right. But the point is, create, get out there and do this, because this is fun. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know that there's anybody who really loves to see themselves on the camera, but a lot of people want to look at your content. There's great creatives out there. So again, this is your opportunity really to shine, get yourself out there, get your business out there, and make a dynamic statement. So again, we're big proponents of this. You know, again, I wish we had time to do more. We're like most small business owners. We are all stretched for time. But again, as if it's a part of your strategy, make that time, because again, it could be very, very, very beneficial. Circling back to, again, talking a little bit more about content and what to create, really, this is where you need to create a concise strategy. What we always tell clients is this, and this goes for nearly any social media platform. When you're creating, create with purpose. Don't go out there and just, hey, I'm going to wing it today and I'm going to do a video. And I'm going to do a video on XYZ service. And, you know, if it turns out great, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, there's a time and a place for those type of videos. They're probably not on YouTube though. You know, those might just be short Facebook Live, something like that, where you're just wanting to highlight or feature a product real quick. But on YouTube, we want to be purposeful. We want to get out there. We want to build, you know, our creative as a part of a strategy. So if within your business, let's just pick on plumbers, for lack of a better one. So if I'm a plumber and I'm out and about, so on and so forth, and I want to teach people, you know, I really want to focus on increasing the amount of drain cleanings that we do. So I really want to be known as like the expert drain cleaner in all of Surprise. For me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably pop on YouTube. I'm going to have a great session on how to unclog your drain yourself. And again, not to detract business. That's actually, believe it or not, this is a fantastic strategy. We teach them enough to, you know, try to unclog the simple stuff. Again, not that we want to take away our business, but for those that really need our services as a plumber, you know, again, we will be able to service those people. We are now viewed as the expert, if you will, on that, just by simply them watching our video. They are more than likely going to call you over somebody else. But again, back to this. So I want to create a series of videos on drain cleaning, maybe give some different types of drains, maybe talk about different instances where, you know, things get clogged. I mean, like I said, there's endless, you know, opportunities there on YouTube, but we want to be consistent, you know. So again, if you're going to commit to doing, let's just say, one YouTube video a week, then do one YouTube video a week, but be consistent with it. If you want to do one a month, if that's all you can commit to, because you're like us, small business owner, again, that's great. Commit to one a month. We do one a week with the City of Surprise. And so again, we don't host those on our page. Those are actually hosted on the Techcelerator site. But again, we commit to one a week and we make it happen every single week. So when we look at this, just do it with purpose, create video with purpose, create content with purpose, make it a part of your strategy. And again, whatever you define, I always say to clients, you know, let's do 2 or 3 videos at least at a minimum to be a part of a strategy. So whatever content mix you have, I'd probably do no more than 30 seconds to a minute, depending on the client, depending on the targeted audience. So I want to try to keep my videos short, sweet, and to the point. Once we get that done, boom, you're off to the races. Create a few of these and then you're good to go. You can also do, if you've never done this before, you can also do YouTube Live. So there are absolute options in here for this. What I would just say is, before you go live, which again, it's right up here. If you go to create, you can actually go live right there. Before I go live, I would absolutely recommend doing a handful of just general videos up front. That way you're not going to put yourself in a precarious situation where maybe it's just not what you wanted it to be, whatever the case may be. So I always say, do a handful on your own first and then go live with something. Recordings are very easy to update, very easy to edit. YouTube Studio is a phenomenal video editor as well in there. So again, we'll have to go through that in another class. But for the most part, like I said, great opportunities here. YouTube Premium, another thing that we'll talk about here in a minute. YouTube Premium, nothing fancy. Again, ad-free, stuff like that. So if ads really bother you, I get a lot of questions on this, like should we do premium or not? Really doesn't do anything for you other than remove backgrounds and ads and stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't know. It's up to you. There's no benefit for you as a business for doing that per se. But other than that, like I said, just be consistent with your videos, create that strategy, be purposeful, so again, as you create, don't be afraid to bring in other people. A lot of things, kind of back to that content again, is that a lot of people love to see, and again, these would be very short videos. So again, maybe 30 seconds, but a little video talking about a charity you support, bringing in somebody from that charity to speak with you. It's all about building that goodwill and humanizing the brand. That's a big, big, big one. When you can get enough followers out there, when you can get enough, you get enough unique content out there, believe me, this will kick in and it'll be a really, really good thing. Last thing we're going to cover today is going to be that monetizing the brand. And so again, once you hit about 1,000 followers, you're going to be able to start monetizing your brand. So when you do that, again, when we come down here under monetization, you can grow with YouTube. The general rule or the general amount is roughly about 5 cents per thousand, 50 cents per, I think it's 1,000 videos viewed, play off the top of my head. So you can see, you got to have enough content. You got to have a ton of content on there. There you go. 1,000 subscribers required, and then 16 public watch hours. So again, these are specific requirements that you have to have in order to monetize your dashboard. But when you get there, like I said, this is where you get paid for other people watching your content. And that's, again, anything you can do to make money. When that stuff starts, again, I've seen people just, they flourish. They love it. I mean, YouTube becomes a part of their business strategy at that point. So a lot of great stuff. If you're a part of Chambers of Commerce, again, chambers are phenomenal organizations to work with. Great networking opportunities. Don't be bashful. Get out there, interview members, interview chamber presidents, chamber staff. Better Business Bureau, same thing. You can interview clients. Those are always great to get some like little feel-good moments in there about a job well done. One of the companies that I admire the most, State 48 Roofing, this person I know just on a personal level, but I'll tell you what, he has really embraced this concept of on the job videos. He shows, he's obviously a roofing company, but he shows tons of great content on, examples of bad roofs, poor craftsmanship from other workers, just a variety of different things. And again, this is a roof, and I find myself watching these videos for like 20 seconds at a time, and I'm like, why did I just watch that? But again, it's captivating, great energy, great brand, always dressed professional, beautiful trucks. I mean, so he really hits all the marks on there. So just like I said, do yourself a favor, play around with this, have a lot of fun with this. Again, YouTube can be fun. I love doing these classes. I love seeing how many people view them. Again, they're like the gift that keeps giving too. Videos that you've created years in the past, all of a sudden you'll start to see, oh, wow, a lot of people have viewed that, and it'll just build traction over time. The more that you can get comments, engagement on these photos or videos, the better off they're going to do. Again, when you look at YouTube and you look at what's recommended. So again, Paul Barton, great public speaking out in Southwest Valley Chamber. He's fantastic. The more likes you can get, again, YouTube picks up on these things. This is how you're likely to get your video over here on the right-hand side and as a suggested video for others. The more comments that people can make, so on and so forth. So encourage that stuff. When you have people out there, encourage at the end of your videos. So people comment, like, share, all that fun stuff, because that's what's really going to help you build your target audience. So if you have any other questions about YouTube, hopefully this was helpful today. Hopefully we gave you a few tips, tools, and resources to really start to utilize YouTube. Again, don't be afraid to fail first. I mean, it's perfectly acceptable. We've done it 1,000 times. Believe me when I say I've sat there in this media studio and I've shot videos 10, 12, 20 times in a row. And again, you may never like what you look like, but it's awesome because other people will, and you'll be amazed to see what can come of that. So again, don't be afraid to do that. If you have any questions, again, I really, really, really encourage you to reach out to us. We can give you tons of tips. Nowadays, shooting with a video is really just a matter of picking up your cell phone. You don't need fancy camera equipment. You don't need anything really crazy. I always tell clients, if you're going to do it, maybe get a light ring, That usually helps brighten up the background and brighten you up. Outdoor videos are fantastic, but if you're doing them indoors, you might need a light ring. So just be aware of that. Shoot a couple test videos of maybe 10 to 15 seconds in a row or a piece, and then, view them. Take a look, see what you think about how you look and what's in the background. Believe me, simple stuff like, are my buttons on my shirt buttoned? Is there, a smudge on there? Just weird things come out, and you just need to be cognizant of them because, again, we want to make sure we put our best foot forward on these videos. So, again, I'll turn it back over to you, Julie.
Thank you. I will vouch. I don't think anyone likes how they look on video. Just like you hear a recording of your voice, you're like, oh my gosh, I sound like that. Wow. But other people, I guess that's just how they see you when we're most judgmental about ourselves.
Oh, definitely.
And thank you. I know I go to YouTube for everything. In this household, if anything needs to be repaired, there is a YouTube video for it. Or to troubleshoot something, there's a YouTube video for it. So from declogging your Keurig to troubleshooting what's wrong with your, there's a YouTube video for everything. So if you can be the one there that someone is logging on to your video and watching, then you're really one up on everybody else.
Really, you are. It's just about differentiating yourself from the competition. So.
And, just to go say, hey, all these webinars, these awesome ones Chris does, are all on YouTube on the City of Surprise Economic Development channel. So, if you missed any part of this or you want to refer it to somebody else, or you just loved watching it, you want to watch it again, you can find this recording. And I believe next week we are talking about how to optimize your website for local search. Correct.
Oh, yes. That'll be a longer class.
And that is scheduled for next week, March 11th at noon. So we hope to see you all there. And thank you, Chris.
You're welcome, man. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Hey, appreciate you, and everyone have a wonderful day. Happy Thursday.